Iris Wood, Musical Optimistic here. Today I'm going to be adding another entry in my discography ranked series by ranking every everything album from the worst to the best in my opinion. Now, Everything is a UK band. I don't really know what to say about them because honestly, for these videos, I don't look at their biography on Wikipedia too much, so I don't actually know that much about the band. I know that they're fronted by unique vocalist Jonathan Higgs. There's a guy in the band named Alex Robert Shaw, and then according to albumoftheyear.com, you got Jeremy Pritchard, you got Michael Spearman. They're also part of it, despite not knowing basically shit about the band. At this point, they're pretty much my favorite group. Their songs are so good, their albums are so good, and they are so good. I hope to God, my Everything Get to Heaven 10th anniversary vinyl gets here unscathed, because that is a good album. I shouldn't spoil the... So yeah, let's get started with this list. We're gonna start at the bottom, obviously, and go up to the best. And there's really only one album down here at the bottom that I actually don't like. They only have one album that I think is bad. And which one is that? Oh my god! Number 7! That would be their 2017 record, A Fever Dream, the one that their follow-up to their big breakout, Get to Heaven, the one that pretty much everyone who knows who Everything is loves, listens to often, or, you know, once and you don't get it because his voice can be a bit squealy. And on this record, A Fever Dream, his very squealy voice does not match the more contemporary pop sound and, like, more contemporary production style that they go for. Because when I say that this record is, Everything trying to be a normal pop group, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. There are some times, and this record is a prime example, where I think one of the biggest things that Everything unfortunately reminds me of is Imagine Dragons. And usually I would say if they were good, but unfortunately on this album, it's just Imagine Dragons. And when they're not reminding me of them, obviously they're reminding me of Radiohead, because they're Diet Radiohead, according to some people. And unfortunately on the song Desire, one of the worst songs I have ever heard, they sound like if Queen listened to the last Muse record, and that one People of the Pride song by Coldplay, and then tried making a song for Ford Truck Month themselves. It's horrendous. The group vocals on the chorus are absolutely annoying as fuck. It's grating. The last two tracks on this record are also such a weak way to end this thing off. New Deep feels like such an underdeveloped interlude, but despite it being almost 3 minutes in length, it feels like the song is not even finished, yet it's thrown onto this record just because. And then White Whale as a closer is just so nothing. It literally trying to recall it, I can't fucking remember it. Whenever I've listened to this record, it's just such a nothing ambient type thing to end the record off. It reminds me of A Fever Dream's Radical Romantics outro, how the rest of the record was this, like, poppy venture, but for some reason we're getting the most atmospheric, spacious track as an outro to pretty much give us no emotion to end on, which, I mean, for an album that pretty much is so hollow and devoid of characteristics that I would want to come back to, or that I see as unique or special from every other Everything record, I feel like ending on a track that means absolutely nothing, not lyrically, but emotionally, is pretty much a fitting way to end it off. Because yeah, I don't fucking care about this song, and I don't fucking care about this album. A lot of this album is Everything trying to take their normal sound and condense it for a more pop-centric audience, as if their music wasn't already poppy enough before. And in doing that, Jonathan Higgs' squealy, unique, nasally falsettos just become even more grating. Despite me loving them, I can't listen to some of these songs. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't like this album much. I really wish I did, because that'd be another record for me to listen to of theirs quite often. However, I don't. Just give me Can't Do off the track list. The intro track, Night of the Long Lives, the Night of the Long Knives. Oh my god, I can't fucking speak. And you can take the rest. I really don't care. If this album was deleted from their canon, I don't think anything would ever change. And the fact that when Fantano reviewed this, he said it was better than their debut? Are you fucking kidding me? In fact, Their 2010 debut record, Man Alive, is actually one step up. And by one step, I mean, I like it. It's like a 7 out of 10. It's pretty decent. I will say that it clearly is a debut, like sonically. This is very much the sound of a band trying to find their sound. Like if you listen to Get to Heaven or Raw Data Feel or one of their later records, and then you come back to this, you may be like, how on earth is this the same band? This just sounds like generic dance rock from like 2005. And honestly, yeah, I can kind of get that complaint because there are some tracks on here like QWERTY Finger and Schoolin', which despite me enjoying them whenever they're on, I cannot sing you the melody. They're kind of forgettable. Suffragette is just kind of annoying. It's just kind of annoying. Like on this album, Jonathan Higgs, unique vocals like usual. Like I'm gonna say, again. It's not as honed or refined or as tastefully implemented on some tracks. But again, I like this record, and some of my favorite Everything songs, period, are on this. Like the intro, Mike, he's your boyfriend, and I wanna know what happened to your boyfriend, cause he was looking at me like a... It's just such a fucking damn good song. The intro, so dramatic, and then into these drums, boom, 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 boom. And this song pretty much shows off their mathy tendencies right off the bat, and it's such a great intro to their discography as a whole. From the more laid-back verses to the amped chorus that still feels very, very nicely attached to each other. It's just such a fucking damn good dance song. It's just so fucking good, dude. And then 2 for Nero, much later on the track list. Despite this sounding like nothing else they've made since, it literally just comprising of harpsichord and vocals for the most part until like the back half where we get a bit more drums and synths and stuff and then a bunch more vocal layers. It's such a beautiful song about fatherhood, about it's such a nice dedication to this person in their life that they know can be great things and do great things, despite them maybe being a little bit anxious and feeling like they can't, just pretty much being reassuring to this person and telling them, you want to tell it that it means so much. Such a beautiful song. And then the group vocals at the end, with the refrain of make a child of forest. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Come Alive, Diana, despite me not entirely remembering the melody, I do love it. It's one of the strongest tunes here. It's so good. And it reminds me of a track on one of their later records, but I cannot ever pin down what it is. But a lot, again, as this being their first record, a lot of the ideas that they pen here and put to tape here do get fleshed out on future releases. So of course it makes sense that I'm being reminded of future releases on their first release. It only makes sense. That's how time works, my dude. And then the last song I want to point out, Nasser is on your side. Oh my god. If this is like a top 5 everything song, maybe even a top 3 everything song, it's just so fucking good. It's again, unlike most of the other stuff that they've put out, I can't even pin down what it's about lyrically because Jonathan Higgs' writing is just so abstract and out there and a bit avant-garde to like, it's just so odd. Chasing homeless cheerleaders through the sewers. There were children climbing over fridges in a rush to see the death of the sun. Like, I don't know. It's probably about like inner turmoil and stuff, but I don't get it because I'm fucking dumb. But what I do get is how masterful the structuring on this, how it builds and builds and builds until the chorus, and then it falls back down, and then builds and builds and builds, and then we get this giant rush of vocals and synths and drums near the finish that it goes back down into the most somber part of the song, and it's just so beautiful. It's a song that really just defies expectation despite me trying to explain it. You know what I'm trying to fucking say. This album, really good, has some really good highs on it, but again, like I said before, a lot of the moments on here are more forgettable in one ear and out the other, but it's still pretty decent while it's on. Not the most distinct thing they've made, but it is one of my favorite records of theirs. As like almost all of them are, despite a fever dream, I never want to hear you again. Number 5 on this list is their 2024 most recent record as of recording, Mountain Head. And personally, when I first listened to this is the record that I first discovered everything through. I mean, I've heard of them before because I'm an avid Fantano viewer. I'm a fucking dweeb. I'm working on a project relating to him that I'm not going to spoil in case I never finish it. But I listened to this record and I did not really get it. I thought it was just fine. There were a couple songs that I really got from it, like Wild Guess, Cold Reactor, and City Song. But for the most part, I was just like, it's okay. I don't really care though. But the more that I've come back to it over this last year, the more that certain moments have just clicked with me until the entire record has pretty much clicked with me. First off, this is one of the more conceptual releases, being about building a mountain by digging out a mighty hole and making those on the top go higher while those on the bottom actually making the mountain go deeper and deeper. If you don't get what the metaphor with that is, I guess just like open a textbook and read about American history. But despite the record being so conceptual and focusing on that in a lot of different areas, like the Mad Stone and Are You Happy? You don't really need to delve too deep into the lyrics to understand just how good the melodies are, how pretty the atmosphere and the instruments are, because this is one of the more digital and synthetic records, but a lot of it does really still shine through with emotion, personality, and charisma. Like, for the longest, I thought that Jonathan Higgs' vocals on this record were pretty much just so fucking grating, and I can understand why I felt that way. However, Canary, don't ask me to be. Like Buddy Come Over, Are You Happy, and TV Dog to an extent, which I've kind of gaslit myself into liking because I've just listened to it so much that, you know, I completely forgot what I was gonna say. I'll cut off my rambling and just be succinct like this. Good album. A bit synthetic, and sometimes that gets a little bit in the way of the strong songwriting. I like it a lot more than I did when I first listened to it, but I still wouldn't make my year-end list or anything. Favorite songs from this one, Wild Guess, Cold Reactor. Enter the Contender is a bit more of an odd groove, but I do enjoy that one. Enter the Mirror, despite that sounding very much like a 21 Pilots type song, it's really grown on me so much, especially the kick breakdown, near the back end. It's really pretty, and the refrain of all of us are crashing into everything. Really pretty song. And then City Song. It really should have been the outro, but it's not, and that's fine. It's okay. I get it might be too much of an ambitious moment. Make it the outro, motherfucker. Number 4, directly in the middle of this list, a 2020 record, Reanimator, which was the last one that I actually listened to because for the longest I was very anxious to actually get around to this, as according to online review sites like Album of the Year and Rate Your Music and even Fantano to an extent, it seems like people don't like this record. It's positive. The reviews are generally positive, but it's the least positive of all of their projects. And honestly, after listening to it several times and falling in love with super high highs like Lost Powers, Big Climb, and Violent Sun, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, sorry if I'm getting too aggressive about everything, but what the fuck are you talking about? This is one of their weaker records. No, it is not. Sure, this is one of the more synthetic records, I guess, but like, okay? How on earth are you going to listen to the big group vocals closing off Lost Powers and tell me that that isn't, like, one of the most beautiful things you've ever heard? The verses on Big Climb kind of drew the song back for me for a while, as it took me a while to adjust to the Big Climb, Big Fall, as it's a bit jarring to the chorus, which is not afraid that it would kill us yet. But over time, it has grown on me, and those two passages really do mesh a lot better than I thought originally, and it's very much grown to be one of my favorite songs here. Planets was apparently a single, and I don't fucking get how that could have been a single. I mean, in what world is this song supposed to sell someone on the album? Like, it's really good in the album, don't get me wrong, more than the planets, but as a single, no, absolutely not. It's way too abstract. It's way too soft and down-tempo for a single. You should have made Violent Sun a single. Lord of the Trapdoor is a song that my dumbass counted incorrectly for the longest. I counted it as 10-8. But who would write something at 10-8 when you could just simplify that to 5-4 and it's literally in 5-4? I guess it's just because my dumbass thinks it's better to count it in 3-3-4, but despite that is literally the same groove as Dave Brubeck's Take 5, which is what most songs in 5-4 are. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, like that. Like, I was just overcomplicating it and making my head spin for no reason. This song is really pretty, though. It's so fucking pretty. Arch Enemy is another one of those songs that very much reminds me of Imagine Dragons, but if they were good. Imagine Dragons if they were good. Inserting this clip for one person and one person only. I don't really hate Imagine Dragons. It's just kind of funny to make fun of them, you know, because Black Hyena is a song that I do like, but it very much reminds me, especially the chorus, reminds me of a song from a previous record, Kemosabe, because the chorus on here is Black Hyena, and then Kemosabe was a Kemosabe. So it's pretty much the fucking same. Still a decent song. And Birdsong is one of the most pretty progressive things that they've made, because a lot of the stuff does tend to be progressive and have like a lot of different change-ups and different progressions through them, but this is one of the more pretty ones that they've made, and I love it so much. And then the outro on here, Violent Sun, I was pretty mixed on it the first time that I heard it, or at least until halfway the first time that I've heard it, because the tune on here is so fucking strong that it really shines through my main complaint of it, which is that it's at a weird lower fidelity than the rest of the album. Like, this one sounds like it was recorded by a garage band with like a budget of maybe like $50. It's the roughest mix on here, but this tune of it is so strong and the mix of it is so good that despite it not really meshing sonically or texturally with the rest of the album, I still really fucking love it. And it's probably, again, another top 5 everything song contender for me. It's just that fucking good. So yeah, this was an album I was not looking forward to based on other people's reactions and responses to it, but I came out of it with a lot of really fucking good tunes, and honestly, one of their better records. Pretty much this one and everything on is at least an 8 out of 10. So yeah, I love this album. It's great. It's fucking magnificent. Now let's go to the top 3 everything albums. Number 3. That would be their 2022 record, Raw Data Feel, which in my opinion is their most synthetic record and probably is their most conceptual, dealing with a bunch of different narratives about like war and technology and computers. Look, I'll be honest, I don't come to everything for lyrics and stories. I just come for the good ass fucking songs. This album is chock full of them. The intro track, Teletype, which feels like this album is slowly booting up until it's it is I Wanna Love Like This, which has grown off of me a little bit as time has went on, because I feel alive. Being the only part of the chorus is a little grating after a while, but it's still a pretty decent start. Bad Friday was apparently a single for this, which again, I don't get. Like, it's okay. It's just that the vocal samples of "it was a Friday night, it was a Saturday night" can be a little annoying after a while, but I still really enjoy the core tune of it, of not knowing what happened and having like memory issues, but still waking up like covered in blood and stuff. A very dark story, but really fucking good delivery on it. Pizza Boy is about the Pizza Boy character on the album. And this is where I should mention that one of the things about this album is there are some AI generated lyrics. They didn't use them to like generate entire songs or generate entire sets of ideas, but they used them as like a springboard for different topics and different themes, and just like if they wanted some inspiration here or there. According to the band, they said it was like maybe 10%. I don't remember. I don't do any reading of my own. I'm stupid. But yeah, on the chorus of this, I feel like this one is probably an AI generated thing. I want the Coke, I want the Pepsi now. You are afraid that you're a pizza boy. Same with I Wanna Love Like This, which opens with "Why don't you listen to your mama? She's old," which I love as an intro line. Like, that's just fucking iconic. But once we get to Jennifer, that song pretty much feels like a whole lot more, I guess, analog, if I was saying the rest of it's digital. It feels like an actual, like, song with guitars and stuff. I don't mean to sound like an 80-year-old boomer. But also, the fucking, the intro drums and guitar reminds me a lot of Take On Me, like, so fucking much. But over time, I have looked past that completely, and the tune on this one is just so fucking strong. And then from here, it's a strong ass tune after strong ass tune. Metroland is Burning, Shark Week, Cut Up, Hex feels a little out of place, like also especially with the line of "it ain't a lot of French fries." It feels a little way too silly, but I have come to love it, especially in the track list. It's just so fucking silly and over the top. And Kevin's Car, again, another top 5 everything song in my opinion. The mid part with the second chorus where it leaps up an octave, and that's me at the Death Star. It's just so pretty. It's so good. And the layers of reverb and the like dance hall almost production near the start of it. I know I'm using the wrong genre term there. Forgive me. It's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. Oh my god. And speaking of pretty, you have Leviathan on here, which I think I said before, Radiohead is very much a big influence on them, and sometimes, one of my friends who I've shown them to, at least, they'll say, oh, there's everything, you're just ripping off Radiohead, it's just diet Radiohead. Well, fuck you! This song, which may be very Radiohead, I can admit that. It's so good. It's so pretty. And it's just such a beautiful ballad about love and, love. Fucking great album. Definitely listen to it. It's so good. It's so good. Number 2. The 2013 sophomore record, Art, which is apparently the album that got them blowing up a bit years ago, which I guess makes sense because the fucking songs on here are so good. It's very rough around the edges, I will say. Production wise, there are so many just ideas thrown in here on top of each other, like they have just so many that they have to get out all at once. But that rough around the edges, every idea goes in, throw things at the wall, sees what stick approach to this record is so fucking invigorating. Cough Cough, the intro track of this, with its marching snares and its like kick-ass bass line, and its chorus that just repeats again and again and again and again and again, like it's trying to drill this mantra into your head. It's fucking incredible. Kimosabi, one of the tracks that I talked about earlier, also incredible, but I will say that the synths on it, especially near the beginning, you can tell this thing was made in 2013. This is very Imagine Dragon, like 2013 Imagine Dragon. Still a fucking great tune. Torso of the Week, following that up, it's a song that took a while to grow on me, because especially I don't know if I love what it's about topically. Girl, you been hitting that treadmill like a freak. Baby, you're not quite the torso of the week. I've eventually come around to the very silly nature of it, and it's just so fun, invigorating, even if I feel like it might be objectifying this woman in a really weird way. Duet is just mind-blowingly stunning. Trace Mountain is one of their more heady, laid-back songs with a more chill production and progression and everything, but it still has a nice, pretty finish that I love. Even the interlude track on here, Arc, is really pretty. Like, it's just one simple vocal melody, and then a bunch of synths. Oh, I've really done it now. Like, for some reason, the other day, that was stuck in my head for hours, and I couldn't figure out what it was until I re-listened to this album, and it's the interlude. It's the fucking interlude track. What? And then this album has one of my favorite Everything Everything album closers with Don't Try, which is such a dancey banger. It's so fun and bouncy, and oh my god. Look, I love this album, and it's grown on me so much. In fact, this is my second time recording this video because I actually changed my ranking. This was at number 3, Run It to Feel was at number 2, but I've just been coming back to this one so fucking much and clicking with some more of the moments that just for some reason had it stuck with me, like Don't Try. For some reason, I had that saved on my playlist for the longest, but every time it would come on, because the intro doesn't start with such a bang, it just starts with the regular vocals of Don't Try to Hide It. I was like, boring, skip. But oh my god, it's one of the best songs on here, and every song on here is one of the best songs on here. If I had to pick a least favorite, I'd say it's probably The House is Dust or maybe Torso of the Week. Just because, like I said before, the message of Torso of the Week I don't entirely get. And I am not sure if it's really weird or not, because I haven't really read into it, because again, I don't go into everything's music for the lyrics. And then The House of Dust is a bit too spacey, and it does that one trope of, it's 1 for the money and 2 for the show, because everybody wants to be Elvis, I suppose. But yeah, there's also one other thing I want to talk about with this album, and, that's how I categorize it in my brain. I don't know how to describe this best, so I'm just going to describe it. I wish that this album had the same sort of Fox-style cover art that their debut did, because I refer to this one as my Gay Little Fox album. Now, what the hell does that mean? There are different little moments in the bass lines and vocals and melodies and switch-ups that just make me feel like a gay little fox, just traversing and prancing my way through a mystical forest. So do I love this album because the music is really good, or because I have been absolutely brain-rotted by some sort of brain disease. I'm sure it's because of both. It's definitely because of both, because oh my god, this album showed a lot of promise, a lot of fucking skill, a lot of just mastery and like band chemistry for this being their second record. I mean, it's really good. It's great even. It's like a 9 out of 10. But what I say what I say these guys have the potential to put out like one of the best pop rock or pop records of the decade and all time right after this? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows that? Number 1, their 2015 record, Get to Heaven. If you know everything, you know that this one was going to be here. And why is that? Cause it's good. Bye. No, in all seriousness, the fucking choruses on here, so sticky. The melodies on here, so sticky. And the lyrics, like I said, I don't come to them for lyrics. However, the lyrics on this are so mystical and like supernatural and like spiritual and like almost witchy. Like Jonathan Higgs writes in such an abstract way that maybe him talking about chupacabras and people in cloaks bowing down to the head of a baby calf is all supposed to be metaphorical for like depression or like the government and all this other stuff. I'm sure that it definitely is, because The Wheel is literally about stupid politicians saying dumb shit and the wheel still turning and the world still getting worse. But like the mystical way that it's written about just makes the album have this sort of supernatural angle that just feels so fun and inviting and one of a kind. And not to mention his fucking one of a kind vocals dealing this one of a kind lyrics over these one of a kind beats, over these one of a kind melodies. It's just a record that is just back to back hits of one of a kind bops. Like Blast Doors, oh my god, this is my favorite everything about this song. It's my favorite song, period, at this point. I listen to it like at least twice a day. It's so fucking good. You can tell the past, boy, I can tell the future. The way that these verses are these like fast, almost rapped bits, and then the chorus jumps up into this very high nasally falsetto where Jonathan Higgs is just unhinging his jaw like a snake and letting out his very soul onto the track. It's just so fucking invigorating. You say you're gonna change. And then the bass line into the last chorus near the end of the song. Oh my fucking god. It's a simple little thing, but little touches like that make this record fucking next level. The out of nowhere unsuspecting drop onto the blade is so fucking instantly captivating and will instantly pull anyone into this record and captivate them instantly. Did I say that it's great and instantaneously captivating yet? Take Me to the Distant Past is just another fucking pop stunner on this immediately after that. Then we have Can I Get to the Heaven, the title track, which is oh my fucking god, if I could sell my soul to be able to hear this song and this album again, I very much would. I would give my soul to the most fucking demonic being ever that will fucking crush me up and turn me into, I don't know, goo. I'll become goo to hear this album again. Spring, sun, winter, dread, I don't want to get older. Like, oh my god, this album is just back to back to back to back to back to back to you. Fucking choruses that are just absolutely mind-breaking and mind-melting. Like, oh my god, I wish I could do more than just sing the songs. But like, I don't know how to describe just how fucking good and how invigorating and next level this goddamn song and album is. It's just that good. It's that fun. It's that invigorating. And honestly, that depressing. Because tracks like Fortune 500, No Reptiles, Zero Pharaoh to an extent, kind of very depressing lyrics about death and being crushed under capitalism and oh baby it's alright to feel like a fat child in a pushchair old enough to run boom 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 old enough to fire a gun. Like, oh my god, this album, I loved it when I first heard it, but throughout the like months that I've listened to this, because I think I only listened to this back in January, which is fucking insane to think about, by the way. I might have listened to it in December, but I didn't listen to it that long ago, which is insane to think. It just wriggled its way into my brain to become my favorite album. Not just from everything, but of all time. It's my favorite album, period, right now. For years, that spot was taken up by that bad boy back there, Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. But my Everything vinyl will be coming out again, and I will be replacing it right there. And the trader who cheated on me, who really wanted that vinyl too, sorry, you're never getting it. It's my vinyl, bitch! But yeah, Get to Heaven by Everything Everything is one of the best albums I've ever heard, and the best Everything Everything album, in my opinion. Oh my god, I've worked up such a goddamn sweat recording this video. Oh my god. Anywho, let's calm down. Those are my thoughts on Everything Everything's discography. Let me know down in the description how you would rank Everything Everything's discography. Do you like my opinions? Do you hate my opinions? Did I get some rankings wrong? Why? Let me know who I should do a discography ranking of next. Are there any albums you want me to like talk about? Maybe. I have ideas for content, but I have to learn a new editing software, so things may slow down. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Bye.